Coach, what does Curtis Rourke do well that you guys have to kind of account for?
Well, he's a really, really good decision maker. Obviously, can throw the ball vertical, gets the ball out of his hands as quick as anybody. Does an excellent job in the RPO game. So just a really seasoned player that plays with a lot of poise.
And then, is there anything from your time in the NFL going on playoff runs that you can incorporate into this scenario, or not so much?
Yeah, I mean, not really so much for outside consumption, but the guys know there are certain things that you can learn from going in there and how you approach each practice and the little things that you have to get done every day. I've been trying to share that with our guys and really what's important. So a lot of it's not really for the outside, but really in terms of our preparation. I am glad that I've gone through those experiences, and hopefully we can glean a little something from that.
How much are you looking forward to this experience, college football playoffs here, third year, and you got one of the best defenses?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, when you look around here, just as you're in this building, there's not a lot of, room for firsts, right? So this is a first. So that's something the guys should be really proud of, and obviously starting with Coach Freeman, hosting the first game. First playoff game here, so that's great, and that's a start. And all of our focus right now is on Indiana and what we need to do. We just came off the field 5 minutes ago, so early downs, good start. Tomorrow we'll move on to third down and see if we can have a plan that can stop them.
How did you get these guys back into the groove of things after not playing for some weeks? Is it a challenge at all?
No, Coach Free does a great job with their schedule. Coach Landau down in the weight room and his staff, they do a great job. So really it's, the coordination of all of those, including academics. So that will have no bearing. Good news is Indiana's in the same boat, right? So in terms of, how long ago they've played. So biggest thing right now is just keep getting better every day. Keep it small. Keep it as small as you can. Stay focused. And, don't worry about the things you can't control. Right now, we can control how we prepare, our attitude. Don't worry about the weather. Don't worry about, exams won't have an outcome in this game. Our choices as we lead up to it will, and that's what we're focusing on.
Al, you've experienced a lot in your football career at the various levels. You're also in this caliber of playoff for the first time. I mean, is there a sense of accomplishment for you? Or I'm just curious how you feel about being a part of this.
No, just excited, to represent Notre Dame and work for Coach Freeman and be around great coaches and players every day. I can't tell you enough how much our players motivate me to be my best every day, my best version, to work hard, to do the little things. Never gloss it over anything. Try to get them in the right position as much as we can. So no, it's a blessing. And as I said to the group this morning, it is special, And Coach is trying to get us to elevate our game. We all have to elevate it, starting with me. So a little more of this, a little more red zone, a little more third down. Review this a couple more times. See what adjustment you would make here. All these little details. I think that's what's really important right now.
Indiana has a really good passing offense, and your most recent game came against another team that was a really talented passing offense. Is there any advantage to getting those back-to-back maybe for you guys?
Well, I think obviously we have to be better against the pass than we were in our last outing. Number one, I think it's the totality of what Indiana does, right? It's getting the ball out quick, and then all of a sudden it's a shot play or a double move or throwing a back shoulder to somebody. It's the RPO completions that the quarterback has the length to make in the pocket, sit in the pocket and see it. So all of those things, are what we're focused on, and at the end of the day, it's hard to carry too much forward. Our game plan for USC was a lot different than obviously our game plan for Army. And we've had a chance to study ourselves and look at Indiana, and now we're plotting a course moving forward.
One more question.
And you kind of mentioned it, but what's been the message to your defense, just to keep them in the right space of mind?
Keep it small. Keep it small. Control the things that we can control, and just be who we are. Our back's been against the wall, for whatever 90 days now, and nothing's changing. There is no sense of, we are at the end of the road. This is what we wanted to do. Just keep it small, stay hungry, continue to be the hunter, do whatever we got to do to get ourselves ready to go Friday night.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Coach, with you knowing Coach Freeman for a while, what can this extension kind of do for the program as well as the staff?
Obviously, congratulations to Marcus on the extension, and he's obviously a great leader of the Notre Dame football program, and I think as this continues to build, it's just with the support of the university that they've obviously put into it, it's going to get better and better. I think he would be the first one to say, listen, let's keep that where it is, and let's get ready for what lies ahead on Friday.
Speaking of what lies ahead on Friday, a monumental type of experience here going on in Notre Dame, first playoff game. How much does it mean to you personally, alone, to be, coaching the offense for this team has been pretty good this year?
Yeah, it's an incredible honor to walk into the Goog every day and be part of this football program. That's going to be no different on Friday than it is any other day, but obviously everybody else is going to be really jacked up and excited about what's going to happen in the game, and we are too. I know the whole program's excited, the players are excited, all of our families are excited for the opportunity to be the first to kind of kick this whole thing off, and to have it be, what better setting could you possibly choose than the University of Notre Dame and that beautiful stadium that lies in the middle of the campus. So we're excited about it, and everybody else is as well.
I have a two-part question. I asked the players yesterday, I told them, you're a very electric guy. Have you increased that intensity this week? And the second part of that is just, how do you kind of flip the switch, for an Indiana team that known to have a great defense?
Yeah, I'm kind of try to be the same guy every day, which is pretty quick-tempered and excitable when it goes good, when it goes bad, and I don't think they have a real hard time understanding which way I feel about the way things are going, which can be good and bad at times. But Indiana's defense is a whole nother deal. Very, very talented group. Play together, play hard, understand the scheme, execute it with great detail. It's a huge challenge for what we're facing on Friday.
Austin.
Yeah. So it's going to be a little chilly on Friday night. How even more important is it to get the kind of the running game established? I know you guys do that well all year anyway, but is it more of a priority with it being 30 degrees or less on Friday night?
Yeah, I don't know that changes necessarily for us. It's always our plan to find a way to run the football. Everything we do kind of builds around that, and is kind of comes from that to begin with. So we're going to have some success on the ground. It's very difficult to do. Statistically, obviously, Indiana is off the charts with the way they stop the run, and they make it very difficult for you to run it. So we're going to have to be very detailed. We're going to have to be, on top of all of it to run the ball successfully against this team, which will hopefully give us an opportunity to do some other things that we want to do as well.
Any thoughts on snow? You want snow on Friday night, yes or no?
To be honest with you, I don't want snow pretty much any time. Snow's usually okay if you're not playing football up until December 25th, and then I wish the snow would go away forever and then maybe come back.
Well, I have one more. We work at television stations. There are meteorologists everywhere we turn a corner, and they're forecasting a chance. When it comes to what you guys try and do, just is way too much made of that? Does that impact execution very much?
I don't know how much it impacts execution. I think, obviously, you have to make allowances for certain things that could happen from a weather standpoint in case it's a torrential downpour or you're playing in the middle of a hurricane or, it's snowing so that you can't see. If it's just cold and, there's a few flurries in the air, I don't know how much that really changes the way you would attack it or the way you would go about doing it.
Your passing game has evolved throughout the year as you have gotten comfortable with Riley and vice versa. You've got potential for a couple games left. Where are you at on that arc in terms of where you would hope to be at this point in the year?
Yeah, I think our goal every day is to get a little bit better at what we do that day. So I think we've continued to do that throughout the season. I think we were a little bit better today than we were yesterday, and I think that's a good thing. That trend continues with this group because of the work that they put in and because of the attention to the details that they have. So that's continued to build, and hopefully that shows itself on Friday.
Last question in the middle.
With your previous iterations in Notre Dame, you've obviously dealt with the high-level academic standards, but this is the first time that we're having a playoff where you're prepping while there are finals going on that week. As a coach, like, kind of how are you balancing that, and like, how are you seeing the players handle the stress of exam projects and papers?
Yeah, I mean, I think number one, you know, the coaching staff, Coach Freeman, all of us understand the priority that takes in these young men's lives. And, you know, practicing in the morning is a direct result of that. You know, most of their finals are in the afternoon hours, and getting an opportunity to get our work in the morning and then give them the time necessary to make sure they take care of that. I mean, we recruit well-rounded individuals to be Notre Dame student athletes. They have to excel in all areas of their life, and academic, we can't just say that's who we are. That's got to be who we are, and this is a great example of that, the way we're preparing this week for the game.
Coach, what has kind of been the last 2-3 weeks been like for Mitch Jeter? Is there, like, have you switched anything up with him, or is he full go?
No, he's full go. He's ready, and you know, we made sure doing different things throughout the last 2 weeks. We really wanted to get him completely healed, or as healed up as possible, but we feel really confident of where he's at, being able to strike the ball with consistency, and so he's stacked some really good days over the past, you know, week to 10 days.
He hasn't made a field goal, I think, in a couple of weeks. Like, how important will that be, just kind of like get off the schneid? Like, is it important? How important will it be to maybe see one go through on Friday and just maybe move on from all this?
Yeah, he made a lot of them today, so that was good.
Yeah.
You're saying so, but no, I mean, I don't think it's anything. You know, he's played in a lot of big games, a lot of big atmospheres. So I think now it's just about, you know, going out and executing.
You've been measuring, you know, what he's doing on the field. How are you measuring how he is off the field mentally, emotionally? Are you paying attention to that, or, you know, just gauging it at all? Yeah,
I mean, we have just like our normal position meetings. We do a lot of, again, exercises in terms of getting ready for each game or each individual rep. So I feel like he's in a really good space, and so it's not anything that we're trying to really think or draw any more attention to.
Right next. Keep going.
So kind of a similar question from earlier, like with the high academic standards and trying to work that into the team's first experience going through the playoffs, finals, papers, exams. How are you balancing that as a coach, and then how are you seeing your players like respond to that initial challenge?
I mean, I think it goes right into the direct result of what Coach Freeman preaches of choose hard and challenge everything when you come here, and so taking it, you know, as it goes, you know. It's something that our guys know about. It wasn't like this snuck up on them, and being the great student athletes that they are, you know, they prepared accordingly through the semester, and so it's one more thing. I think they feel like that this is why you come to Notre Dame.
All the way to the right.
And then, you know, how impactful has it been, just in your perspective, to see the special teams group just kind of grow throughout the season?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great just to see the buy-in, to see multiple players continue to show up, to see some new guys show up, and I think it's something that they've, as a group, really prided themselves on and feel really confident about.
Back over to Austin.
Marty, you've been around Marcus Freeman obviously a couple of years now. What makes him, like, if there's one thing that stands out about him the most, what is it? And obviously, you know, he had a big night last night getting a contract extension. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, I'm sure, I mean, it's deserving, but the one thing, if you had to say, is selfless. You know, I mean, if you had to describe him in terms of my interactions, I think it's just always been, he's always going to do what's best for everybody around him. And so compliments to him and everything. But, and again, he's making sure we're focused on the game.
Last question from Pete right here.
I think it was 2 games ago, Indiana, when they played Ohio State, had a couple big special teams miscues that kind of turn that game. When you like identify examples of that, you sometimes target units or players and like we think we can create an edge because of how maybe they aren't as solid in this as we think they should be.
Yeah, I think you try and look at things that would be schematically just like you would offense and defense versus, you know, a one-off. You know, it's something that you never wish any kind of, you know, for your specialist, for example, to have a mishap like that. But, you know, if that's a repeated pattern, you'd start to go, okay, there's a game plan that we could develop there. But also there's times where it's just, hey, it's football and somebody didn't make a play. And so you kind of start to navigate through, is this something we feel like we can do, or, hey, this has just kind of happened.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.